Hey guys, what is up? It's RGTV here with another NBA video. We had a couple topics to talk about today. But before I start this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember, if you don't like, your eyebrows they're gonna disappear. Alright. And also another thing, before leaving the video, don't forget to look at my description. I have a link to Amazon where I will be selling shooting sleeves for all the ballers out there. They're going for a low price of $10, and in my idea, that's a big steal for a high quality shooting sleeve. And when you order a shooting sleeve, it comes with free shipping, and it'll be there within a day or two. With that out of the way, let's get into the news. Today, I think the Suns made one of the worst trades they've made in a while. They finally decided to trade Eric Bledsoe, but they traded him to the Milwaukee Bucks from literally nothing. On the Bucks side of things, they really finessed the Suns, and this Bucks team is going to be really good. And I'm pretty sure all of us are excited to see what they can do with Eric Bledsoe in the lineup. And they kept Malcolm Brogdon. That's going to be a deadly defensive backcourt. Before I get to depth about the trade, the official trade is Eric Bledsoe going to Milwaukee, and Milwaukee trading Greg Monroe, a 2018 protected first round draft pick, and a 2018 protected second round draft pick to the Suns. And man, just by hearing that trade, you probably know the Suns got finessed pretty bad in this trade. One of the reasons they had to give Eric Bledsoe up for so cheap is because his draft stock went really down when he pretty much requested a trade by making that tweet. So the Suns weren't going to really get anything back from any other team that's willing to trade. And that's kind of where the Suns messed up, because they should have traded for young players and good picks. But in this trade, didn't get either of those two. First of all, they got Greg Monroe, he's 27, he's in his 6th year in the NBA. And even though the Suns needed a starting center, Greg Monroe isn't really the center you want. He's a good bench player, but I don't really see him as a starting center. So far this season, he's been averaging 6.8 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and that's pretty much it. That's all he's done. And in his career, the most points he's averaged is 14. Just from those stats alone, you can tell he's not a really big star in this league. He's a really good bench player in my opinion, but besides that, he's not that good of a starter. And next, they've got a first round pick and a second round pick, but they're from the Bucks. The worst the Bucks are going to do is like a 5th seed. Their team is pretty good right now, and adding Eric Bledsoe helps the Bucks, so that's not really going to help the Suns in the long run. So I see that the Bucks first round pick being a top 20 pick in the first and the second round, and that's pretty much all it's going to be. It's not going to be anything worse than that unless the Bucks get an injury, but I don't really see that happening. Talk about injuries, this team has been doing pretty good, and they still have one of their star players injured in Jabari Parker. And man, once he comes back, this team's going to be even better. Last year he was a walking bucket, and that's going to help him. You're going to help him convert to more wins this season, and it's going to be really cool to watch. But when Jabari comes back, they're probably going to put Brogdon back on the bench. And in this trade, if I were the Suns, I would either want Brogdon or Thonmaker. They're the two youngest players on the team that have the most potential. Brogdon, he's already proved himself last season what he can do. And Thonmaker is still a young player. Like, I don't know, he could be 30 right now. No one really knows. No, I was kidding. But yeah, he has a lot of potential in his league with his body frame and height. He's kind of like Giannis, he's like a freak of nature. I'm not saying he's as good as Giannis, but he has a high ceiling with his body type. And the Suns, they could have won this trade if they were able to get Thonmaker. I really think if the Suns got Thonmaker, this trade would be really good. But with Thonmaker still on the Bucks, their lineup's going to be deadly. There's going to be Thonmaker, Giannis, and when Jabari Parker comes back, it's going to be Jabari and Eric Bledsoe and Malcolm Brogdon. That team's going to be pretty good. It's going to be a really fun team to watch. And the Bucks finally have another playmaker that can help them out on the offensive side. This whole year has been Giannis pretty much doing all the work on the offensive side. And Eric Bledsoe, he's a good playmaker. And once Jabari comes back, that's even more points added on to every game. So after a while, this team's going to be a really good offensive team. And thinking about it, with that offensive load off Giannis' back, he has more time to focus on other things like rebounding and assisting. And he'll also have more energy to play on the defensive side, and so his defensive ratings are going to go up also. Like, all around, the Suns got finesse in this trade. There's no doubting that. And the Suns are even thinking about buying Greg Monroe out or trading him. Like, there's reports coming out that he's not going to stay there for long, and I don't doubt it, because I don't really see Greg Monroe staying in Phoenix. Like, they have no point of having him. They need a center, but they don't need it this year. For right now, the Tyson Chandler is good enough, and they also have Dragon Bender, which he's not been playing good, but that's all they have besides Tyson. But if the Suns buy out Greg Monroe has a really hefty contract, so if I was them, I wouldn't do that. I would wait until like midway through the season to trade Greg Monroe for like another pick. If I was them, I'd honestly trade him for like 2 second-round picks, and I'd be fine with that. Now let's get into the games. Giannis Antetokounmpo is bringing true to his promise about scoring multiple 40 points per game, as he drops another 40 points on the Cavs in their loss. Even though the Bucks don't have Eric Bledsoe yet, they've been playing pretty good, and without Jabari Parker, they've been playing pretty good. Giannis has pretty much been carrying them because they have a guy like Tony Snell starting, and when you have a guy like Tony Snell starting, that's not really good for your team. It was a pretty close game throughout, but the Cavs pulled away at the end and got the win. The final score is 124-119. The best performer for last night for the Bucks, you already know, is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He dropped 40 points, going 16 of 21 from the field. He didn't attempt a single three. He went 8 from 11 from the free throw. He also had 9 rebounds and 3 assists, also bringing in 4 blocks. And they also had 2 other guys dropping 20 points. Chris Middleton had 20 points and 11 assists, also getting 7 rebounds, getting a near triple-double. He went 8 of 17 from the field. He had 2 of 17 from 3, and he was perfect from the free throw line, going 2 for 2. Malcolm Brogdon had 22 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He went 9 of 17 from the field and went 4 of 6 from 3. On the other side, the Cavs really needed this win after losing to Hawks, which are probably the worst team in the league, and they lost to the Hawks. They needed a bounce-back game, and that's exactly what they had last night. And they had Kevin Love leading them with 32 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 of 14 from the field, and 4 of 16 from the free throw line. That's Kevin Love of old. That's Minnesota Kevin Love. Their second leading scorer was LeBron James with 9 assists, 8 rebounds. He went 10 of 20 from the field and went 2 of 4 from the three-point. He also went 8 of 10 from the free throw. J.R. Smith also had a nice game for himself, having 20 points, went 7 of 12 from the field and 5 of 7 from 3. This boy Ben Simmons, you already know, he's going to be something very special in this league. Last night he led his team to a 104-97 victory over the Utah Jazz. He had 16 points, 6 assists, and 13 rebounds, also having 3 steals and 3 blocks, going 7 of 22 from the field and 0 of 1 from deep. He also went 2 of 2 from free throw. And the leading scorer of that night was Dario Saric with 25 points. He had 10 rebounds for himself, had 1 assist. He went 7 of 13 from the field and 5 of 9 from deep. JJ Redick also had a nice scoring night for himself, dropping in 20 points. He also had 2 assists, 3 rebounds. He went 5 of 12 from the field and 3 of 7 from deep. On the other side of this ball, I'm talking about the juggernaut of defense, what the Utah Jazz are. Their leading scorer was Rodney Hood. He had 19 points. He had 1 assist, 4 rebounds. He went 4 of 14 from the field and 2 of 7 from deep. The second leading scorer was Rudy Gobert with 16 points. He also had 2 steals, 15 rebounds, 1 assist, and he went 4 of 8 from the field. He didn't attempt a single 3, and he went 8 of 12 from the free throw. Derek Favors also dropped in 5 points. Joey Ingles also dropped in 15 points, and Ricky Rubio dropped in 11 points. This game marks 5 straight for the 76ers, and they look like a good young team, and they're playing pretty nicely. I can't wait for Markelle Fultz to get out there and see what they can do with Markelle Fultz and see how they can incorporate him into the offense. Another team that's been on a roll lately is the New Orleans Pelicans, dropping in their 3rd straight win. Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins had another monstrous game like usual. They both helped lead the Pelicans to a 117-112 win over the Indiana Pacers. Anthony Davis had 37 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, also having 1 steal, 2 blocks, and going 14 of 18 from the field. That's almost perfect, that's outsane. Also dropping 4 or 5 from deep. DeMarcus Cousins, he had 32 points, he had 13 rebounds, 6 assists, he went 12 of 25 from the field, going 4 of 10 from deep. Drew Holiday also had 10 points and 5 assists, going 4 of 9 from the field. On the Pacers side of things, Miles Turner had 21 points, 12 rebounds, going 6 of 16 from the field and going 1 of 2 from deep. Victor Oladipo didn't have the best of nights, having 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, going 6 of 17 from the field and 1 of 3 from deep. Besides them two scoring, Thaddeus Young had 13 points and Darren Collison also had 12 points. And this team keeps on winning, but they're not really getting that much production from anyone else but Drew Holiday. Alright guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and also don't forget about those shooting sleeves down in the description. They're only $10 and they're pretty good quality. I use them myself, and if I were you, I would cop one. They're only $10. That's pretty good. Alright guys, I'm out.